You know what will happen. You open the app and your thumb moves on its own. One profile, one scroll. You tell yourself you won't do it. You tell yourself it will make you feel worse. But you do it anyway, and it does. That notification count might have changed. Their photo might be different. Someone new might be in the background. And for a moment you need to see what's different. For a moment you need to know this is not weakness. This is not a character flaw. This is your brain following one of its most fundamental rules, and you were never taught what that rule was. Your brain is not designed to forget about something important that remains incomplete. When a situation ends with uncertainty, when a relationship closes without closure, when someone disappears without explanation, your mind stays locked on it. It keeps checking. It keeps looking for the missing ending. And social media has made this ancient psychological mechanism impossible to ignore. The psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik discovered this in the 1920s. She noticed that people remembered interrupted tasks far better than completed ones. Waiters could recall complex orders they had not yet filled, but once the order was completed and removed from their minds, they forgot almost everything about it. Your brain treats unfinished situations the same way. It keeps them alive, it keeps them present, it keeps them important. When someone stops replying, stops posting, stops being in your daily feed, you are left with an incomplete story. Your brain does not know how the story ends. The ending was taken away from you, and because the ending was never resolved, your mind keeps searching for it. Every time you check, you are asking your brain the same question it cannot stop asking. What is the ending? Why did it end? Is there something I missed? But there is something else happening too, something more mechanical. Something that has nothing to do with emotions and everything to do with how your brain processes rewards. In the 1950s, the psychologist B.F. Skinner ran an experiment with pigeons. He taught them to peck at a lever that dispensed food, but he changed the rules of the game. Sometimes the lever worked, sometimes it did not. Sometimes a peck gave food immediately. Sometimes it took 10 pecks, sometimes 20. The pigeons had no way of knowing when the food would come. What Skinner discovered was that this unpredictability made the pigeons obsessive. They pecked faster. They pecked more frequently. They could not stop pecking. This is called intermittent reinforcement, and it is one of the most powerful behavioral patterns your brain can learn. When you check someone's profile, what you are looking for is unpredictable. Sometimes there is something new, a new photo, a new story, a new sign that they are thinking about you. Sometimes there is nothing. The profile looks exactly the same as yesterday. The uncertainty of whether there will be a reward creates a compulsion far stronger than if the reward were guaranteed to appear every time. If they posted something new every single day, you might check every day. But because you do not know when the next post will appear, you check constantly. Your brain is caught in the same loop as Skinner's pigeons, and there is a third mechanism at work. Your brain is also running a program about what psychologists call approach and avoidance conflict. You want to know what they are doing. You do not want to know. You want to see if they have moved on. You do not want to find out that they have. You want to find any signal that means you still matter to them. You do not want to face the possibility that you do not. These contradictory impulses do not cancel each other out. Instead, they create a constant tension. And checking the profile becomes a way of managing that tension. You get to approach and avoid at the same time. You get to look without fully committing to what you see. You get to know without accepting what you know. When you see something that hurts, you close the app. When you see nothing at all, the uncertainty pulls you back in. The pain is temporary. The uncertainty is permanent. And so you keep checking, hoping the next visit will finally give your mind the ending it is searching for. But something deeper is happening beneath all of this. When you think about this person, your brain is not actually trying to make you happy. It is trying to make the world feel predictable. It is trying to answer a question that was left open. It is trying to reduce the uncertainty that your mind perceives as a threat. Humans have a fundamental need to understand their world. When something remains unexplained, when someone disappears without closure, your brain interprets it as a problem that needs solving. Your mind goes to work. It creates theories. It replays conversations. It imagines scenarios. It searches for the missing explanation. And social media has become the primary place where you search for that explanation because that is where evidence lives. That is where you might find the answer. The neurochemist Jack Panksepp describes something called the seeking system in the brain. This is not a system for finding happiness or comfort. It is a system for finding answers, for reducing uncertainty, for searching. When you check that profile, you are not really looking for happiness. You are looking for certainty. You are looking for closure. You are looking for your brain to finally feel like it understands what happened and why. The cruelest part is this: you will never find what you are looking for in that profile, because what you are actually searching for is not information, it is meaning. You are searching for an explanation of why you were not chosen, why you were not enough, why they moved on and you did not. These are psychological questions, not factual ones. No new photo will answer them. No updated bio will resolve them. And so your brain keeps searching because it has not found the answer it needs. But here is something that changes everything. The answer your brain is searching for does not exist in their profile. It exists in your relationship to the uncertainty. It exists in whether you can accept that some endings do not come with explanations. Some people leave without telling you why. Some relationships end without closure. Some questions do not get answered. And the people who eventually stop checking are not the people who found the answer. They are the people who learn to live with not having one. When you check that profile 20 times and nothing changes, you are not gathering information. You are performing a ritual. You are telling your brain that there is still a question that needs answering. Every check confirms that the ending is still unfinished. Every scroll reinforces that you have not accepted what happened. Every notification that fails to appear confirms the worst thing, that they are not thinking about you, that you were not important enough to stay in their mind. And there is a cruel irony here. By checking, you are keeping the story alive in your own mind at exactly the moment when they are moving on with their life. They are not stuck. You are stuck. They are not checking your profile, wondering what you are doing. They are living. And you are standing still, checking a profile that will never tell you what you need to know, searching for certainty in a person who gave you nothing but uncertainty. The real reason you check is not because you are weak or obsessive. It is because your brain has a job it does not know how to complete. You are searching for the end of a story that was taken from you. You are trying to reduce uncertainty that may never be resolved. You are caught between wanting to know and not wanting to know. And social media has given you a button that keeps you in this in-between space forever. But there is something important to understand about what happens when you finally stop checking. It is not that you have forgotten about them. It is not that the hurt has gone away. It is not that you have found closure. What happens is that you have finally accepted the incompleteness. You have finally told your brain that this particular question does not have an answer. You have finally allowed the story to remain unfinished. The next time you feel the urge to check, remember what your brain is actually doing. It is not trying to make you happy. It is trying to solve a problem that cannot be solved. It is trying to reduce uncertainty that cannot be reduced. It is trying to find an ending that will never come. And the only way to set yourself free is not to find the answer. It is to accept that you do not need one. It is to let the story end without understanding it. It is to close the app and leave that profile unvisited, not because you have stopped caring, but because you have finally accepted that what you are looking for is not there.